welcome back to my YouTube channel, Itogo Cheche Stitches. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you guys steps I took in designing this Ankara backpack. Subscribe to this channel for you to be updated when I post beautiful videos like this. So guys, this is me rocking the backpack few minutes after designing it. I'm going to do a full short transition for this backpack. After designing this backpack, I posted a picture of it on my status on WhatsApp. My junior sister saw it. She was like, if you're coming back, get this one for me. Without further ado, let's get started. You need 1 yard of Ankara fabric to achieve this backpack. So as you can see, I already have the front and back of this backpack, and I added interfacing to the front and back of it. The length I cut out for this backpack is 17 inches and the width is 15 inches. The front and back of this backpack, I'm going to curve it. Watch carefully how I curved mine. You saw the thumbnail of the tutorial, right? So the bag I'm recreating has a front bag on it. So this front bag is what I'm going to be working on, which I've already cut out a fabric for it. The length is 12 inches and the width is 11.5 inches. I'm also going to curve the upper part of this front bag, folding it this way. I'm going to mark 2 inches in. So from that line of 2 inches, I will now curve it. This is how it looks, and I also cut out 2 lining for this front bag. And when cutting out the lining, leave, let me see, about 0.2 inches extra on the lining. These are the 2 zippers I'll be working with. This first zip will be for this front part, and the second one will be for this upper part of the front bag. Remember, we are working on the front bag, you understand? So I'm going to be dividing this upper part. I came down by 4 inches, so I'm going to divide it, and I'll also place it on one of the lining and divide it as well. I'm going to go right to my sewing machine now and stitch this zip part, you understand? So watch carefully how I'm going to face the zip, right face facing right face to the material. Then I'll place the lining on the wrong face of the zip. Then I'll go right to my sewing machine and stitch. After stitching, I'll now turn the lining just like this and go right to my sewing machine and top stitch. I will also stitch the fabric together with the lining. Then after stitching it, I will cut off the excess lining allowance. I'm also going to be stitching the upper completion of this bag the same way. Once I was done stitching this first zipper layer, this is how it looks like. The next step is to add the upper zipper layer. I've cut out every piece for it and I will explain every one of it. So the first one I have here, and this is the zip part. The length is 13 inches. You cut out the fabric as well as 13 inches with the lining. The width of the fabric I cut out is 2 inches. The width of the down base is 2.5 inches. The reason why I removed half inches from the first one is because I'll be stitching the zip to it, and the zip as well has allowance. By the time I'm done stitching the zip to the fabric, I'm going to get the 2.5 inches width I should have cut out. So the length of this one is 20 inches and the width is 2.5 inches. This is where I got the measurement. From this side of the zip downward to meet the other zip part is 20 inches, and from this side of the zip, this upper part is 13 inches. After working on the front bag, this is how it looks like. So I'm going to get one face of the bag and I'll place this small bag in front of it. And I'm going to first of all measure in 2 inches upward, this down part, and this both side as well. I'll measure 2 inches inward as well, and this up part I will measure 6 inches. So that line that I'm using my chalk to trace is where I'm going to make sure that this small bag fits in very well so that it won't be one-sided. And I will now use my pin. Make sure you work with pin, because if you be like it will fit in accurately if I'm stitching it without working with pin. Sometimes it won't. Just work with pin and the pin will direct you why the bag is just staying. You just stitching. Use your pin and pin it accurately. Then you go right on your sewing machine and what stitch it. I'm done working on the front part of this bag. So what I'll be working on now is the back part of it. And these 4 stripes that I cut out will serve as the handle of the bag. The length for each handle is 24 inches and the width is 3 inches. I also cut out extra Ankara fabric for each handle to serve as the lining. So I'm going to place them just like this, right face facing right face, then I'll pin them. But before I go right on my sewing machine and stitch them up, I'm going to be curving down the down part of one like this, then I'll trace it to the second one. Then I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch them up. After stitching them up, I'm going to notch every stitch side of the handle before I then turn it inside out. The next step is to stitch the belt to the handle. So I got this 1 inches belt, length 20 inches. I'm going to divide it into 2, one for each handle. And at this handle curved part, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. I'll fold the upper edge of the belt, place it on the line of 2 inches on the handle. Then I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After working on the handle of the bag, this is how it looks like. Then I also went on folding these two stripes. This will serve as the loop, handle loop of the bag. The length is 8 inches and the width before I folded is 4 inches. This other one I folded, the length is 7 inches. The width before folding is 4 inches as well. So I'm going to divide it into two. This is where I'm going to attach the boat ring on the bag. For the back of this backpack, I've already stitched the lining to it. So to add this spring part, this down part of the backpack, you come up by 3 inches on both sides. Then I'm going to place this material I cut out for the ring, which I've already attached the ring on it. I'll place it in a slanted way this way. Then I'm going to use my pin to hold it on both sides. And also the handle and the loop, I'm going to place it at this upper part of the bag. When placing the handle and the loop at this upper part of the backpack, make sure you work with measurement, that the allowance you left this side is going to be equal with the allowance you left the other side. After stitching, I'm going to be attaching the adjuster to it. I'm working with this plastic adjuster. After working on the back part of this backpack, this is how it looks like. So this is the front and back of this backpack. This is to cut out the side of this bag, and I've already worked on the side. So I have a lot of backpack tutorials that I taught how you can add a zipper neatly to a bag. So I'm going to be dropping the videos to that on the screen, so that you guys go and check it out, or you check out my playlist, you will see it as well. Watch these videos on the screen to learn how I stitched and cut out the side of this backpack, and the width for this one is 4 inches, and also how I stitched it up with lining. What I'll do now is to find the center of the side and also the center of the bag. I'm going to target the both points together. I'll use my pin to hold them around while I go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After the stitching, I'll fold the rough stitched edges with a lining. So guys, these are steps I took in designing this Ankara backpack. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for you to be updated when I post beautiful content like this. And also share this tutorial to people you know that it will be helpful to. Drop your comments as well in the comment section. And this is all for today's tutorial. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.